Did you volunteers spearhead recycling efforts at Tianmu Baseball Stadium with proceeds going to charity? Did you organize a blood drive in Guangzhou to overcome a shortage caused by the pandemic? I'm Sean Scanless at DaAi Headlines. As the baseball season starts, Tianmu Baseball Stadium invited local Tzu Chi volunteers to promote recycling and trash collection. This action has received positive feedback from the fans, with many pitching in to help with recycling and basic sanitation. Also, the proceeds from this recycling work have been donated to Tzu Chi. Here's more.
At the Taipei Tianmu Baseball Stadium, baseball players played as fans cheered them on. But a group of volunteers made their way through the crowds. They were on a special mission.
Our main goal today is to teach baseball fans on how to recycle properly. Our standards for recycling are in accordance with our recycling station, categorizing items into iron or aluminum cans, PET bottles, paper, and also plastic items.
Under the invitation of a corporate, Tzu Chi volunteers from Tianmu District promoted recycling at the baseball stadium for 3 days, teaching proper recycling ideals to baseball fans. The usual view of a messy baseball stadium after a match is no longer there.
This promotion is very successful, and also the fans were very cooperative. They put recyclables into designated bags. Today we have collected almost 2 trucks of recyclables, which is a very impressive amount.
Great amounts of recyclables were gathered at 10 recycling points set up by volunteers after the match. It is hoped that in the future, while enjoying baseball games, baseball fans can also practice environmental protection.
Foam sheeting is common in many outdoor markets as well as supermarkets. Tzu Chi volunteers in Daliao have found a way to collect these items and later wash and dry them for fruit vendors to reuse. Take a look.
We need to wipe one by one because there's banana juice here. After wiping it, we can use it again and again.
If the thinning of a peel is too serious and large in area, it needs to be washed with water.
It is clean as soon as you wipe it. The sticky juice can be washed off.
Volunteers are washing the fruit wrapping foam sheets for further reuse, but in the past, only the edges and corners were recycled.
For this one, we just cut the dirt away. The recyclable collector only needs the cleaner part. It's bulky and weightless. It does not have a good recycling price neither because it's very light. Later, we found a fruit vendor who collected these using a price almost equivalent to the new ones.
The foam sheet is a common expandable polyethylene. The recycling price is 2 cents for 5 kilograms of clean edges and corners. But if it is thoroughly cleaned, the whole piece can be reused by fruit vendors. Then it can be sold at 2 cents for 1 piece.
If this foam sheet is not dried, I'm afraid it's used to wrap banana. The banana will get mold and there may be bacteria around.
The foam sheets must be washed, dried, and folded neatly before sending to the fruit vendors for reuse before formal packaging.
It's a pity to just use the new foam sheets, but throw away the old ones. But the lane help collect them and give us for further reuse.
A foam sheet is needed between each bunch of bananas to protect them from getting bruised, so it is good to be reused.
However, there is only one vendor who wants the recycled foam sheets. A lot of waste is still inevitably produced.
The vendors are too scattered. If possible, it is good to combine us together with our local recycling volunteers of other recycling stations.
The recycling of foam sheets has just been started. It not only requires manpower input, but also requires vendors to change their mind to join the rank.
In Pingtung, Tzu Chi volunteer Tu Yizhen has been a vegetarian for over 20 years. She is also a hardworking recycling volunteer, driving a recycling truck to collect recyclables. Here's more.
She's working like a man as Tu Yizhen is in charge of driving the recycling truck. Here, she also trains her leg strength.
It's exhausting. It's training leg muscles. Both thigh and calf muscles are being trained, but I just treat it as an exercise.
After reaching at the recycling station, Tu always picks the toughest job to do.
The first time I head over to the recycling station to do recycling, I was sitting there cutting plastic bags. Seeing the brothers and sisters working with one heart truly made me happy.
When there are too many papers, she will push them into the paper area. She is very responsible.
Besides using her hands to protect the earth, she's also very mindful in protecting lives. She has been a vegetarian for over 20 years, and it all began because of her son.
My mom was very surprised as I told her I want to become a vegetarian. but my mom was also supportive of my decision.
We consume a lot of vegetables every day. If we plant our own vegetables, it will not have pesticides and safer to consume.
The fruit farm at her home was once used to plant lemons, but she changed it into a vegetable garden. Although she's busy the whole day, she never forgets to study.
I have invited her and accompanied her to our book reading sections. After a few times, she began participating in our community activities.
Enriching her wisdom and cultivating good blessings, Tu Yizhen is diligent in making her life more fruitful and meaningful.
The concept of saving water is part of the curriculum at Kaohsiung Daai Kindergarten. Is even more important this year because of a drought affecting much of southern and central Taiwan. Students are taught to measure the amount of water coming from the tap, making sure it is less than the thickness of one finger. Take a look.
好，出发。
什么新伙伴？
脸盆。
脸盆要做什么用？
来让我们洗手、装水。
Turning on the water tap by using fingers to measure something. What exactly is happening?
因为要用一根筷子，而且才能接上我们要用的水，已经一样大了。
似乎是教导。
Tzu Chi auntie taught us to use the chopstick method, but we're unable to carry the chopstick with us daily. Therefore, students created a finger method.
Using chopsticks to measure water was improved by students. Now it has become a finger method. While this method caters to pandemic prevention measures and saving water, water saved from the process can also be used for cleaning tables.
你们那个水就要倒掉了吗？还没。 轮到我们使用，因为接下来我们要做什么事？
拖地。
As children and teachers from the kindergarten work together, the same bucket of water can be used 4 times, contributing to the efforts of saving the environment.
会有一点点稀。
It's a bit tough, but we must insist on doing so, because some people are out of water, and if there's no water, animals will die, then beautiful flowers and trees will die.
都会死。
As Taiwan runs into a water problem, children from Kaohsiung Daai Kindergarten applies eco-friendly concepts in their daily lives, saving water on behalf of the environment.
10 years have passed since the 2011 Tohoku earthquake. Recently, Japanese Tzu Chi volunteers held an online meeting with Dharma Master Zheng Yan, looking back at the post-earthquake relief carried out by Tzu Chi.
In 2011, a massive magnitude 9.0 earthquake struck northeastern Japan, causing a tsunami. The disaster area has also faced the threat of radiation. Tzu Chi volunteers have reached out to the disaster area immediately. 10 years later, the memories are still vivid.
There have been a lot of nuclear disasters. How long radiation will stay in our bodies, I do not know. To say that I'm not afraid, I do not dare to think about it. I really appreciate the master for giving me the chance to grow back then.
In the aftermath of the earthquake, volunteers held 10 aid distributions, giving out emergency cash. The affected residents were grateful, and they also vowed to do good deeds.
I am very grateful to Tzu Chi volunteers for continuing to care for us for the past 10 years. They comforted us when we felt low. Tzu Chi volunteers have also given us the strength to rebuild our homes. I have also vowed to use my life to contribute to mankind.
For
the past 10 years, Tzu Chi volunteers have been accompanying us.
Through video conferencing, volunteers look back at history to remind everyone to stay vigilant and calm their minds.
We won't forget such a shocking disaster. We need to face impermanence with awakened thoughts. We should sincerely repent and observe a vegetarian diet. We should go into society to recruit more living bodhisattvas to cultivate blessings.
City volunteers have cared for the earthquake-affected residents for 10 years, and they'll continue to provide love and care.
During the pandemic, many hospitals experienced blood shortage. A Taiwan-funded enterprise in Guangzhou cooperated with Tzu Chi to organize a blood drive.
The blood donation coach drove slowly into this factory in Panyu District, Guangzhou. During the pandemic, the company cooperated with Tzu Chi to host this loving event, giving back to society.
Our company organized blood donation activities every year. In the past, the purpose of the blood donation event was relatively straight. Donors just sign up and donate blood. But this time, apart from donating blood, we also get to know about Tzu Chi's humanities and the meaning of this loving act. I think this is a very good thing.
We are in good health. We need to do something to give out our love. As long as everyone contributes a little, the world will become a better place.
The company owner is happy to do charity. In addition to inviting company employees to participate, many Taiwanese businessmen also actively responded.
Blood donation is good to our metabolism, and when there is blood shortage, we should actually roll up our sleeves to join in this charity. I also encourage everyone to come and donate blood if they're healthy.
Donating blood can actually improve one's health because not all donated blood can be used, so we should donate more.
In the past 2 years, under epidemic prevention and control, our people in Panyu District actively participated in blood donation. So at the moment, the blood in our blood bank is still enough for emergency rescue. We still hope more people will come to join this loving event.
Saving lives without harming oneself, blood donation activities have entered companies so that office workers can give of their love while working, building a bridge of love for the enthusiastic people and patients in need of blood.
In China, due to the pandemic, Tzu Chi's year-end blessing ceremonies weren't held because of pandemic prevention measures. As the situation is stabilizing, volunteers are finally able to organize small gatherings, inviting the locals to join in on the ranks of spreading love.
Due to the pandemic, the year-end blessing ceremony in Wuhan has been postponed a few times. In the break of spring, the event was finally held and volunteers are explaining the charity ideals of Tzu Chi.
Charity is not only donating money. What is important is the sincere thought and love. Only those with love are able to head out and help others who are in need. So actually, charity is the action of giving by those with love. Do you all agree?
Members of the public were touched by the sharing session and hope to be able to take practical actions.
It's not like we donate the money and everything stops there. We need to practice it ourselves. We need to spread the love that we have and head out to help others.
Another gratitude ceremony was held at Honghu City. The Secretary General of the local charity association was also present, hoping to spread the warmth and love to more dark corners of society.
We're grateful towards Tzu Chi by providing much positive energy to our society. Our society is warmer due to all the kind people like all of you. Here's the hope that we may work together and make Honghu a better place.
There are many seniors that need our help. Actually, I wanted to do this all alone, but I didn't know how. But after today's activity, I really would like to pass down this love to more people and bring my friends in on this good act.
Dalian Tzu Chi volunteers, who just moved into their new office after the Lunar New Year, have also maintained close relationships with the local communities. This time, they have also invited the locals to their event, hoping they can practice environmental protection in their daily lives.
In the future, when we head into the community and teach everyone on recycling, we'll then teach on how to sort the recyclables. We'll also share the slogan with all of you. In our daily lives, besides kitchen and toilet waste, the rest of the rubbish can be sorted and recycled.
The volunteers' kind intentions have received the support of the local residents. Here's to hope that the cycle of kindness can continue growing in the local communities.
In Chengdu, Sichuan, 65-year-old recycling volunteer Zhang Shiming and her husband live in a basement of a community. She lent out a parking space for recycling every Monday night. Zhang not only does recycling with other volunteers, but also joined Tzu Chi's reading group, passing on her life meaningfully.
Amitabha, I've been chanting Amitabha. Doing recycling is good to our body. Doing recycling is without worries. I didn't go out to travel nor play mahjong. My husband and I just guarded this car parking place instead. My husband stays at home, and when I come back from doing recycling, he will prepare water for me to take a bath. He has been supporting me over the past 2 years.
In order to do recycling in a community, not only kind-hearted people are necessary, but also a place to do recycling.
It's really good because this car parking space is very wide. At the beginning, a Tzu Chi sister wanted to give me 20 renminbi in a month for the parking space, and I disagreed. I just wanted to do recycling here, as I think doing recycling is a good deed. Now garbage is everywhere in the country. You see plastic bags, styrofoam, and bottles, all are not biodegradable.
A tricycle is set off from the basement every Monday night to collect recyclables. Volunteers from various communities gather to do recycling. Some even come with their grandchildren.
This event can instill a sense of environmental protection and a loving heart to children. I think this is very important because we can nurture children since they are young so that they can have a loving heart and a dedication spirit.
After sorting, the recyclables are loaded to a truck, rushing to a recycling collector for selling before it is closed.
The recycling collector is very nice. He knew that we are doing recycling and is very supportive. Every time we have some recyclables to sell, he doesn't even check but accept all.
One volunteer rides the tricycle while another follows. Although they are panting, they talk and laugh along the way.
All these are because of you. We are able to do recycling only with your dedication.
Riding this tricycle makes me feel proud and happy.
Without looking back at the hard times, Jiang Ximing's life ahead is full of love and wisdom. She works hard in reading and doing recycling, leading a fulfilling life.
In Malaysia, Penang Tzu Chi volunteers set up a second-hand medical equipment platform on Instant Messenger since 2017. They repair medical equipment and post messages on the platform to seek out new owners of this equipment. Thus, they have extended the life of this second-hand equipment, helping countless families in need.
This has been rusted. It should not be this tight.
This is a cushion bed. Some patients lie on beds for a long time, and the cushion beds can help them with back blood circulation. Usually, we need to see if there are holes in the cushion beds and check the function of the cushion. I will test these.
Tzu Chi volunteers have learned these professional maintenance skills by themselves. In 2017, Tzu Chi recycling station volunteers have set up a second-hand medical appliance platform on social media. After volunteers repair the medical equipment they receive at the recycling station, they'll post messages onto the platform looking for new owners for these medical equipment.
Many people have some medical equipment, such as wheelchairs at home. They want to donate them. We look for the equipment that can still be repaired. If we sell them as discarded iron, it will be a waste. Therefore, with the idea of lengthening the use of items, we formed this recycling platform for medical equipment.
A brand new wheelchair costs about 300 ringgits, and a new patient's bag costs at least 2,000 ringgits. However, for low-income households in Malaysia, the average income is only about 2,900 ringgits. Therefore, Tzu Chi second-hand medical equipment can lessen the financial burdens of low-income families.
We do not only help poor people. Some people can afford the equipment, but they only need to use it for a short period of time. So with the environmental protection concept, we encourage them to use the equipment again.
In the beginning, the volunteers only wanted to lengthen the use of items. However, during the process of giving and receiving, they have gained much.
The doctors have announced that some patients cannot live for a long time. If they cannot borrow hospital beds, their plan is to go to a palliative ward. Our second-hand hospital beds can help this kind of patients. With these hospital beds, they can return home and spend their last segment of their lives with their families. I think it is very meaningful.
Second-hand medical equipment has brought convenience to patients in need. They can also help terminally ill patients spend time with their families. If people have unused medical equipment at home, or if they need medical equipment, they can contact Tzu Chi recycling station and give a second life to medical equipment.
Tzu Chi volunteer Lai Yu Mei knows well the health conditions of the local elderly in Daliao. She visits on a regular basis and makes sure they come to the free clinic on the weekends. She also loves to pass down her knowledge to Zhijings and guides them on home visitations.
小时候就认识我了。
对，他在学校服务吧？
对呀，所以这里的差不多中年人到年轻人都认识我。现在拢咱土生土长，都现在拢对工啦。你看年纪有一把的嘛，是拢都做个就欢喜。
对啊，我还要跟他去看过老人哦，好细心哦。老人吃饭啊，看他没有吃啊，衣服啊又帮他折啊，哦，做好多事哦。
啊，你家己收，哪有大？咱这外10起而已。你看，今仔就加一个汤咯。
The 4 of us will ride in this brother's car. When you get to the end, make a right. We are heading to Ling Wu Mi's house. She is hard of hearing, and I want to ask her if she wants to come to the free clinic.
阿嫂，素贞啊，吼，素贞啊，来伫遮当看病，伫倒头？是美主因兜啊，美主因兜啊，就是足近的啊。 啊，随来随好啊！好不？这里的老人家哈，他孩子。
The children of the elderly in this region work in the city and return home mostly during the weekend. But on the weekend, medical clinics are not open, so it's good that we have free clinics during the weekends.
生意。两个帅哥。
老人居家打扫这件事情是一直都有在做。
We have always cleaned the homes of the elderly, and just that one day, we clean up the living room, the bedroom, kitchen, and refrigerator. We even clean up that room in the middle with piles of clothes.
阿嬷呢？阿嬷现在怎么样？情况怎么样？
都在医院。
都在医院，有没有好一点？
有。
有好一点，会回来还是直接去安养院？
不知道，还不是确定。对。不要再靠里面一点，还是这样就好。
Let's push this table closer to the wall and wipe it clean. Then when you have washed the dishes, you can place the pots here.
Tianmu went to a tribal village in Yuli to conduct a free clinic, bringing X-ray equipment with students from Tzu Chi University also participating to look after the health of people in remote villages. We leave you with these images. Goodbye.